off, a race of dragons. Dragon-class yachts racing in Torbay, fast becoming one of Britain's sailors' favourite sea racing venues. Torbay perhaps epitomises what we think is the West Country idyll. It certainly has more than a fair share of sunshine, which they are keen to measure with a glass that burns a line along a strip of paper as the sun moves across the sky. The painters of the harbour scenes at Brixham don't bother to measure the sunshine, just so long as it's there. Brixham, together with Paignton and Torquay, join together to make up the resort complex of Torbay. The fishermen of Brixham typify the spirit with their own cooperative, the biggest of its kind in Europe, though the sea makes sure that even nylon nets must be mended in the time-tried way. The West Country is a picture postcard maker's dream, though all the charms around Torbay are not so obviously observed. There's an underground attraction that's like stepping back 1,000,000 years. Kent's Cavern, a maze of mysterious stalactites and stalagmites. A 100 feet down, where the sun can't shine, the relentless seepage of rainwater has brought down lime and chemicals to shape and colour the rock into a fantastic version of the scenery above ground. It's an eerie experience to consider this was the haunt of prehistoric mammoths, saber-toothed tigers, woolly rhinos, and ancient men. An underground cavern may be something of a surprise at the English seaside. Not so long ago, so was the snorkel. But the mask and flippers set have taken to discovering the underwater secrets that festoon these rocky coves. Torbay is big, plenty of scope for skiers and plenty of places like Elbury Cove, where it's difficult to believe it's not a good deal further south. Even in winter, the Gulf Stream keeps this coast congenial. The locals insist the season never really ends. Paignton Zoo has a parade you can see from a train. Exotica on the move. Children naturally take the animal world as they choose to find it. Imagination does the rest. Whichever way you look at Devon's complex of resorts, there's more to it than the good old-fashioned, often ornamental pleasures of the promenade. Just round the corner of Torbay, Dartmoor is a gallery of maritime history. No doubt because it sits on the estuary of one of Britain's most beautiful rivers, the Dart. From the river, there's the best view of the great Naval College. Richard the Lionheart went crusading from a sanctuary on the Dart, and the Mayflower rested here before journeying to Plymouth and beyond. Little that lines the beautiful banks of the Dart has changed since. The Dart is tidal and navigable for 12 miles. In summer, there are 3 or 4 boats a day taking holidaymakers, and those have exchanged Devon's winding lanes for what amounts to a shortcut upriver to Totnes, one of Britain's prettiest country towns. Tradition of a different kind puffs proudly out of Totnes on the single-track line up the valley to Buckfastleigh and Ashburton. Local enthusiasts are seeing to it that the Great Western Railway, as it was, is not forgotten. Soon, it's hoped, the Dart Valley Railway will be a going concern for anyone eager to lament and perhaps prevent the sad passing of the age of steam. The age of the motor car comes into its own on Dartmoor. Far from a bleak and chilly wilderness, Dartmoor is one of Britain's most wild and unspoiled national parks. Hundreds of square miles of freewheeling country. The local inhabitants thankfully enjoy its amenities, mostly undisturbed. The pony is more than a romantic symbol. Pony trekking provides the ideal holiday on horseback for beginners and equestrian experts alike, who freely admit, once seen, Dartmoor's ever-changing landscape is not easily forgotten. Dartmoor is not all wild beauty. There are dozens of cosy hamlets dotted around, none more famous than Widecombe-in-the-Moor, which on one day of the year carries on a tradition that's very much its own. The old grey mare may be in fact a young grey gelding, and Tom Pierce's whiskers may be false, but Widecombe fares as genuine a bring and buy as you'll find anywhere. Genuine oldie England as it was and is. It's never been explained exactly why Uncle Tom Cobley and all were so keen to get here, but that doesn't stop thousands following in their footsteps to sample the traditional fun and games.